Okay, so I've got all of my horizontal lines here. I don't really care about them anymore. We kind of know what they look like, right? Y equals negative 1.5. That's just going to be a horizontal line that hits the y-axis at negative 1.5. Or in other words, this is the relation that shows values for y that are always stuck at negative 1.5. No matter what value of x you have, as we move from x equals, as we look at x equals, let's change these. Let's get rid of some of these lines. So if I look at x equals negative 5 for this line, what's the y value? Negative 1.5. If I look at x equals negative 3 for this particular line, where will that land me on the y values? Well, negative 1.5. If I look at x equals 2 for this particular line, where does that land me? At negative 5. No matter what x value we choose for this particular line, the y value is always negative 1.5. So that's another way to look at that horizontal line. Let's look at vertical lines. For vertical lines, those just go straight up and down. So you could say, well, for vertical lines, no matter what value of y we're at, no matter what height we're at, we're always going to be at the same x value. So we'll use that same logic here, right? So let's say I want a vertical line at x equals positive 2. If I want a straight vertical line at x equals positive 2, well, that is the line that always has the value x equals positive 2. There you go. Now I have this vertical line. No matter what height I'm at on this line, no matter what y value I'm at on this line, the x value is always the same. The x coordinate never changes. No matter what, for this particular line, I always have an x value of 2. So that's one way to think about it. Let's say I want a vertical line, but instead I want it at x equals negative 5. Well, x equals negative 5 is the equation for that line. It is the line that always has an x value of negative 5. No matter what height we're at on this line, no matter what the y value is, if you're at a y value of 2, what's the x value? Negative 5. If you're at a y value of negative 2, what's the x value? Negative 5. If you're at a y value of 40, what is your x value? Negative 5. No matter what, for this red line, you are always at an x value of negative 5. So that's how you can think about equations for vertical lines. So this is something that you can apply for, and something that you should apply. This is knowledge that you should be applying for your Desmos project. It's going to be a necessary part of it. You're going to need to have at least 2 vertical lines in your drawing, and you're going to need to have at least 2 horizontal lines in your drawing. Um, and, uh, and hopefully it's a little bit clear how they look, right? If you have a horizontal line, that's just a line with a constant y value. So y equals some constant value. If you have a vertical line, well, your x values are always going to be some constant value. So the form of the equation is just x equals some constant value. So that's what they look like, and hopefully this video has been helpful for how to show you how to draw, not how to draw, but how to graph vertical and horizontal lines by plugging equations into a graphing calculator.